my dad's main source of income was flipping houses. So ever since I could walk, I be handing him tools, and then before you know it, we're mixing concrete. Or my dad would always tell me, like, you're gonna have to work hard no matter what you do in life. Just make sure it's something that you love. And I was like, all right, I don't love this, so I'm gonna figure it out. I was on the path to becoming a state trooper in New Jersey. I kept holding back. I was like, it was definitely the money. It was like, you're telling me I can't make more than this. I was like, all right, I'm gonna start posting pictures online, just like selfies and bathroom pictures. I ended up getting up to like 35,000 followers on Instagram. I ended up signing with Wilhelmina Fitness Models, which is the #1 modeling agency in the world. So I was making a couple bucks, and I was like, fuck, am I gonna pay to go back to school or like give this shit a try? I'll do like mid training. I'll have like 1,200, 1,500 milligrams of sodium. Yeah, I'll do like Celtic salt, half a teaspoon, and pretty much a whole scoop of dry powder Gatorade. I'll do that at like round 3 or 4, and then I'll finish off the training session. Like today was fairly light. I only did about 4 rounds, which was like 40 minutes. But it comes in better.
Now it's on.
Yeah.
Now it's on? All right.
Yeah. But it comes in better when I do longer sessions, like a 60-minute session. I can really feel the effects of the sodium. Even like, I feel like I think clearer when I have more salt. You know, I get that
your brain fires better.
Yep.
It actually start to think better when you start to lose too much water, bro. Everything, you know, your body's made of 80% water.
Yeah.
Shit starts to fucking fall apart.
I wonder what's too much sodium, because like I said, I'll do like 1,500 mid session, and then sometimes we'll play like spike ball afterwards, and I'll smash another like 500 or 1,000 milligrams, and like I feel better the second I take it in.
Crazy, your body's calling for, because you're just doing shit all the time.
Yeah.
That's why you're just so high output.
Mm-hmm.
Your requirements for sodium are higher than over, so I think it's 2,000.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Maybe I would do 3. Yeah, because I do work out more than a normal person, and I probably work out in the 2% of someone my age group.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But for someone like you require more sodium, depending on size.
How many days a week you exercise?
Probably like 5 or 6.
Oh yeah, it's
exercise. Yeah, I'm doing some. A lot of it's mental though.
Yeah.
You know, like there's days like I'm like I should definitely not work out, but I do anyway.
Yeah,
and, you know, I have other priorities I kind of like should do first. So it's not I have to train for this.
Yeah,
clears my mind, resets it, and then even if it's a little one. You know what I'm saying? I've been trying
to take a rest day, like on Sundays. I've been trying to not train, and I'll do like I'll visualize like my goals or my specific matches that I have coming up. But yeah, for so long I would just do 2 sessions every day, 7 days a week. But like I really want to do this for a long time, and I feel the problem is that I can always go. You know what I mean? Like at this stage of my life, I can always do 2 sessions. I can always go hard as fuck. But like, I want to make sure I'm able to do this at 35, at close to 40. You know what I mean? So I think maybe taking a day off a week would help me, help my longevity, which in turn will help me continue to improve over a long period of time.
Maybe just one day.
Maybe just one day off.
One day off, but then you have to occupy your day with something.
Like, and I try not to occupy it physically.
No, I mean like do some, like not either motocross either, because that's the same thing as doing jiu-jitsu kind of, you know what I'm saying? But like,
dude, I was just had this conversation with my little brother. I was like, bro, so we should take Sundays off and just ride motocross. And I'm like, because before I was doing like mountain biking, but it's too strenuous. I'm like, I'm burning 1,000 calories mountain biking. So I'm like, all right, maybe I just twist the throttle. It'll get my fix of adrenaline, and then, you know, not as hard on the cardiovascular system, you know, and we'll play around a little bit. But
we're filming right now. Yeah, we're filming. So we're just gonna flow.
Yeah.
So like, you bring a motocross. I see on your Instagram. You motocross a lot, so I grew up, not me doing it, but my older brother.
Oh yeah.
Right, so he was a mechanic at Kawasaki in Long Island, whatever.
Oh really? Yeah.
So I grew up with all the toys at my house.
Oh nice.
Dirt bikes, but at one time there'd be like 5 dirt bikes, 3 motorcycles, 3 jet skis, quads. Yeah. Insane. Right. I don't have a big fucking house, but the yard would be loaded. My mom would be going totally insane and be working on the shit all the time.
Yeah.
But I live in a neighborhood in the corner, right over the Parkway. People would come over and steal this shit all the time.
That's tough. Yeah, it sucks. That's something you have to be aware of. Like I chain a lot of my stuff up, and I would do that like at my parents' house as well. But yeah, you gotta be aware. Like, you know, no matter where you are, nice neighborhood, bad neighborhood.
You grew up in South Jersey, you said.
South Jersey.
So was riding bikes and shit like easier than when you got to drive.
Yeah.
You know?
Like my dad was always rode ATVs and dirt bikes and stuff. So I grew up like a lot of weekends we go ride, and in the summer jet ski all the time. But once I got my license, my brother and I got dirt bikes, and we would go like most weekends. We had a spot. My buddy owned 800 acres, like 20 minutes from where I lived. And South Jersey is pretty rural. It's like farmland and whatnot. So we would go ride all the time. And, it was just such a good time. And I had to sell my dirt bike when I started jiu-jitsu because I needed like gas money and shit. So that was pretty sad. But like now I'm doing all right. So I'll probably go buy one soon.
Yeah. So I remember my brother, like, he was never a sports guy, right? He couldn't fucking throw a ball, swing a bat to save his life. But it's odd though, on anything with a motor, he was like fucking the best athlete you've ever seen, bro.
Did he ride track?
Did he ride track?
Like motocross track?
I think he did, dude. Like, I actually think he did. But like, he would take video of the shit he would do, like freestyle jumps and shit. And like, I just remember from when I was a little kid, the stuff he used to do, bro. He used to like keep a bike and bang through all the gears with the front there and do it backwards, sitting on the fucking handlebars.
Oh, shit.
Like wild shit. And like, even on a jet ski, right? We would go jet ski and shit. But he used to sink like a jet ski, keep it under the water the whole time, do crazy tricks. So super athletic on that shit, but couldn't fucking throw a ball to save his life.
Yeah. Definitely my athleticism transferred to power sports. Like, I remember jet skiing on my 16th birthday, and we're just like hitting waves in next to Atlantic City, and I ended up cracking the ski, and like it almost sunk. I was able to get it out, but I love the power sports. It's a good deal.
That's not really your day though, like we said.
Yeah, no, it's not much of a rest.
You gotta pick up like models or something. Like painting Japanese figures with like a fucking magnifying glass or something.
Now I own like a little bit of woods behind us, so I'll find a tree.
You can ride out here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we got a spot about 20 minutes from me that you could go ride wherever, and then there's a couple of motocross tracks you could go ride as well. So it's good. But on a rest day, maybe I'll go chop down a tree or something.
That's not resting either, bro.
That's not, no.
You see, we were having a conversation. Nicky could still handle this, which he might be able to for his whole life. But you know who Bernard Hopkins was, obviously, right? Yeah. So he boxed until the motherfucker was in his 50s, right?
Yeah.
But one thing that stuck in my head was he knew how to start training to compete at that level as a 40-year-old, as a 45-year-old, then as a 50-year-old.
Yeah.
Not saying he was at his best performance, but his body felt good enough where he could.
Yeah.
It was how you could sustain that type of training for a duration of time. And maybe you will be, and maybe you won't.
Yeah.
You know? So I wanted to say the one thing before when it was coming to my head. So I'm sitting here now, right? Mm-hmm. Across from you. And how crazy the social media world is that I was the furthest thing from a social media guy. Yeah. And now I'm sitting in Austin, Texas with my man, Nicky Rod. And we're doing a podcast together, you know?
Made it happen.
And made it happen, man. You know, so it took me a long time to be here.
Yeah.
And I did construction for a long time. And, you know, what I was going to say also is that, you know, it came to a point in my life where I turned the key. I said, yo, I don't fucking want to do construction anymore. Mm-hmm. This is what I'm good at, and I'm going to do it. And not many people do it. And you're blessed in the fact that your age, that alone that you're doing something that you love. You genuinely love jiu-jitsu, and you're financially very stable and more than doing so.
I'm very blessed, and I do recognize that every day I wake up, I give thanks. I appreciate, you know, every opportunity that comes my way, but it comes with, you need to continue to make the correct decisions in life. So often I see people, like, maybe they're making money, but then their home life sucks, and they're hating one aspect of their life that just kind of drags them down. And it's like, life's about balance, and you got to find that perfect balance, you know what I mean? And not everybody can.
And also, talking to Nicky before, because we just know each other from doing this, and he doesn't party. You know, he's a very focused individual, competes at a very high level. He doesn't go out and party and drink on the weekends. No. Jiu-jitsu and his business is focused, but that's how you win at the game.
If I go out and party, per se, it is for business purposes. I got somebody I got to meet that will benefit my team's future somehow, then I'll go spend some time with them, because I understand that a lot of like business transactions are made like maybe on in a club when you're popping bottles, or like in a cigar lounge or something.
Yeah,
So
sure,
so
you gotta
that's
fucking rub elbows a little bit. And shit.
so that's necessary. But if I had to choose, I'm just training every day. I'm doing the things that I want to do, and what I want to do is be the best grappler in the world and the most wealthy. So that's what I'm chasing right now.
It's a good combination.
Yep.
So I partied a good share of my life.
Yeah.
A good share of my life.
Like Craig Jones.
I do know Craig Jones.
You
yes.
party like that kind of party.
I used to get after it. Maybe it's not to that level, but pretty hard. I used to visit Vegas all the time, but I made a lot of good connections in Vegas, which is leading me even further down the social media path, which I do not regret.
Yeah.
In that sense. So it's always one for one. I gave up time and partying, made a tremendous amount of connections over the year, which is heading me down to the channel where I'm going to pinpoint it in this path in my life now.
Yeah. Sick.
So talking to Nicky before, we were talking a little bit. He doesn't really know me from a hole in the wall except for the gram. This fucking Italian New Yorker talking about all kinds of shit and yelling at people. He did construction also himself.
Yep,
right?
yep. Dad, I grew up, and my dad's main source of income was flipping houses. So ever since I could walk, I be handing him tools, and then before mixing concrete or laying hardwood floor. I've done my fair share. My dad would always tell me, like, you're gonna have to work hard no matter what you do in life. Just make sure something that you love. And I was like, all right, I don't love this, so I'm gonna figure it out.
You remember that?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely remember.
See, there's defining moments that you remember that turn the key.
Yep.
In your brain.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So you remember your father saying that. I remember my father saying, what drives me is that I should have done this. I should have did this.
Yeah.
So I never loved construction, bro. You hear me talk about the hormones and shit, dude. I have a weird retention for that shit.
Yeah.
Sound like almost a doctor. People, if they didn't know what my fucking grade level was, they would shit themselves. I told somebody, they were laughing in my face like, dude, you fucking sound like you have a master's in whatever.
Yeah.
So I remember my father saying at one point, he's like, I wish I should have did this. So I always remember like doing construction. I'm like, I don't love this.
Yeah.
I'd be goddamned if I go to the grave not doing and trying my hardest at something.
Absolutely.
That's something which everyone should be implemented into themselves. You know
how long ago did you stop construction?
So I did construction from when I was probably 21 till I was about 39 to 40.
And you were union from 21?
Yeah.
The thing is, it kind of sucks you in because you're like, fuck, I'm making pretty good money.
And if family did it.
Yeah, and I stay in a few extra years. I get this much. It's like, fuck. And then before you know it, you're a foreman, and then you never know. It just kind of keeps building. But then what always stopped me from trying to get a real job, because I thought for the longest time I was going to be, I thought military, and then I thought I was going to be, a state trooper, makes good money. And then you see like, price cap, 150K, 170K. I was like, that's as much as you're going to allow me to make. I never liked the idea of somebody putting limits on what I could attain in life. So that, like, I got really close where I took some like maybe civil service tests, and I got some of my college credits, and I was on the path to becoming a state trooper in New Jersey. And I kept like holding back. I was like, something about it just, it was definitely the money. It was like, you're telling me I can't make more than this. That was very unattractive.
You just knew you could do it, and then you're blessed doing it.
Yeah.
Doing something you love, and you're very gifted at it.
Yeah. And I was, this is going to sound cocky because it is, but I've been beautiful since I can remember. You know what I mean? People have always told me I should be in movies or how handsome I am. I remember being in like Bermuda, like on vacation, and girls and ladies would stop and take pictures with me, and I was nobody.
I'm not gonna lie, the blue eyes did freeze me when I first looked at them too.
That's how it goes,
I was
bro.
drawn in.
That's how it goes. So I remember like my first time trying the social media, I would see people on Instagram like getting paid, and just like from lifting weights and shit, and I was like, I'm way more handsome than these guys. I could do this shit.
Confident,
right? Yeah,
it's good though.
It's good, yeah. So when I remember like when I was like 18 or maybe 19, I made a decision. I was like, I'm gonna post on social media every single day in forever and see how it goes. And I was doing that, and then even before I started jiu-jitsu, I had like 35,000.
That's how it started.
That's how it started.
I was going to ask you how it started.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, I'm going to start posting pictures online, just like selfies and bathroom pictures, flexing, normal what you said shit, like just looking cool. And I ended up getting up to like 35,000 followers on Instagram, just from modeling.
Cool.
That's cool, right? Yeah,
it's cool.
And this was back in, I don't know, like 2019 or something like that, 2018, and I was able to get that following. I ended up signing with Wilhelmina Fitness Models, which is the #1 modeling agency in the world. So I was making a couple bucks, and then this was like in the summer after my freshman year of college, and I was like, "Fuck, am I gonna pay to go back to school or like give this shit a try?" And then what happened was I went from modeling a little bit, making a couple bucks, and then while I'm chasing the modeling stuff, I start bouncing, and then while I was bouncing, a couple of the bouncers were training jiu-jitsu and the other half were wrestlers, and the jiu-jitsu guys was like, they were like, jiu-jitsu is so much better than wrestling, like we would destroy you. I was like, absolutely not. So they convinced me to go.
You grew up as a wrestler.
Grew up as a wrestler. Yeah. I started wrestling since I was like about 12 years old. But in the sport of New Jersey, wrestling is the sport of New Jersey.
Yeah.
So yeah, they convinced me to do a session, and I just like kind of worked the guys over with athleticism, just like an ability to stay out of bad positions, and that turned into me. I was like, all right, I guess I'll just start training. And by the second week of training jiu-jitsu, I did a local tournament. I submitted like most of the local black belts, brown belts. I scored like 80 or 90 points to 0. And I was like, fuck, this ain't that bad, I should keep going. So
on Nicky's athleticism, right? We went down to the gym before. And you probably just do it all the time. You don't even see shit. So they were playing spike ball a little before, which was a good warm-up before.
Yeah.
I don't know if you do the purpose or not. I'm like, fuck, that's a good warm-up. But anyway, you missed the ball or you dove and you fucking rolled and you're midair. I'm like, that's not easy for anybody to do, especially your size. And you didn't even think about it.
Yeah, I just reacting.
Then I saw how your own broke apart and how you leaped and fucking clamped onto him, clamped on like a spider monkey.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's like Division I athlete shit.
What happened? So we broke apart.
So you were rolling around with that tall dude and he broke off you, and then you leaped, and the way you clamped onto him from far away, I'm like, yo, that shit's not easy to do. Yeah, that's just like you fucking just
jiu-jitsu
picking
is
up
so much fun, bro. I love it. I'm really in a great spot.
I really hope that it comes a day. See, like whenever I go to do shit, and it sucked, man, because like even sparring, I'm like, it's kind of over when you're like, you go in and you go, don't get hurt. That shouldn't be the main goal.
The thing is, the training room in which you're in definitely it matters, because if you're in a room with unexperienced people, then injuries can happen, but you negate those injuries by training with more experienced training partners, and it's a bit safer.
Yeah, but you know what happened, like with me, right? I was so tight from all the years of lifting weights, and I always had hamstring problems.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And I didn't stretch probably. I didn't pay time. Who pays time? I should have.
You think stretching is good?
So it's not the duration, it's consistency. More often. You stretch for an hour, your body's going to tighten right back up. If you do like mini stretches more often, that plays more of a benefit factor. But like, what are you going to put the fucking timer on your clock? Let me stretch for 3 minutes, my hamstrings, let me stretch my quads? No. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like I'll stretch here and there, but I do it when I'm hot. Because I feel like I'll get sweaty, and then I have the ability to stretch.
Open up more.
Yeah, open up more.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
The only time I felt loose it was just recent too, and I was never kicking anybody. And I think the best I could do is my left leg, which is my opposite strength leg. I could reach up to someone's head like me, but I would never kick anybody in the head like in a real fight.
You wouldn't, no?
Dude,
I feel like I would.
That's like me reaching. Leg kicks the one in a real situation, that's way too much risk. With a head kick. So just say someone like you grab my leg, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Leg kick now, it's like if I could go up now, if I keep going low, and then someone could go high. You're reaching with someone.
Also, you can just shut that calf off whenever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Calf kick.
So that's actually really good. It's the calf kick because less risk of kicking someone's knee.
But then you got shit in the shin to worry about.
You could sweep them. You know what I'm saying? That's what the benefit is.
Yeah.
So leg kicks in like a regular situation are definitely more beneficial. So like, especially in a street fight, everyone knows how to throw hands, or they think they do. When you kick someone in the leg, that's when their face turns white.
Yeah, dude, it's
They're
so
like,
painful.
Fuck, I'm fucked.
Yeah. I've been kicked a few times, like playing around with friends, and I'm like, fuck, this doesn't feel good.
Yo, so what people think like getting punched in the face is the worst part. That's not the worst part. It's the liver.
The liver, yeah.
The liver ends the fight. All right. And leg kicks over. Dude, you do not want to get kicked in the leg. So funny story. Our trainer, Keith Trimble, right? So it was when I was fighting, sparring session Saturday, and it was Keith's 40th birthday. There was a sign-up sheet. Now, Keith, just to explain who he is, he's very hard-nosed, big jaw, Irish, tough. The way he trains is just the way he is. Basic, focus, no fancy shit. And then you can branch off and do some other shit. But like sparring him was a nightmare, bro, because he would bully you, bro. Dude, he would just be on you.
Yeah.
Like that Mexican style, but more technical.
Pressure,
bro. And yo, you go to kick me, I'm like, yo, I can't, because it hurts you.
Yeah.
But anyway, I look at the board. He goes, yo, it comes out geared up. He goes, yo, come on, motherfucker. You guys are up. I go, what do you mean? Dude, my name's 1, Mike was 2, Laurent was 3, right? Those guys were good.
Yeah.
So I'm 1. I'm like, fuck, bro. Right? I'm going. I'm like, don't get kicked in the legs. All I cared about, don't kick in the legs, because he could kick like a fucking mule.
Yeah.
Right? I'll always remember this, bro. He fucking knew I was covering. He pushed me. I was unbalanced. I stepped back. I go, I'm fucked. Dude, he goes, I tried to take your leg off, bro. But he had pinpoint accuracy. So when you want to kick someone in the leg, you want to kick for this 4 inches right above the outside part of the tendon on your knee. So usually when you get kicked in the leg, your leg's fucked for like a day, and then it starts to get better. My legs start to get worse and worse. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I went to my physical therapist, where everyone goes to. He goes, you lucky motherfucker. He goes, that's like some weird disease, calcification of muscle. He goes, they would have had to remove that part of your leg.
Oh, wow.
He had to work the blood back in and shit.
Wow.
He loves telling that story to everyone to this day. I heard the kick across the street.
I saw a kick recently on the, it might have been an older fight, but I think it was Michael Venom Page kicked somebody in the kneecap, and he like shattered his kneecap, and it got fights over immediately. I was like, bro.
Usually the way the physics of the body made, if you angle, and I was showing you the gym before, when you shelf your leg, do you remember Chris broke his leg that way?
Why? Chris
because
Weidman, yeah.
if your knee is totally horizontal, you think about the angular strength, like a building.
Yeah.
You know, it's a solid foundation, bro. Kicking it would be the same as kicking a fucking, like a pillar in a building. And the shin's going to go before that fucking plane of angle.
Do you think there's any value in hardening the shins? Like, you know how the guys
that's more for nerve?
More for nerve, yeah.
Yeah, because when someone first starts kicking the bag or kicking anything, they can't even tap it because all the nerves in their shin. You know, mine are deadened in my right leg, so like I can like kind of touch a pole often with no pain. There's
a mixed martial artist in the UFC, and I was talking to him, and he has like this part of his shin that it's just soft. It's like a puddle. It's like he broke it, and I guess it didn't heal properly. So he has hard as rock shin, and then a chunk where it's just soft, all nerve.
You know, it's like, let me see. If you rub, but you see your shin is smooth.
Yeah.
Mine is all knotty and lumpy like this.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Because it gets little calcifications over time. That's from someone checking kicks.
Yeah.
And just for probably just kicking repeatedly and stuff, and you just, you know, your shin just builds up. But I actually started a lot later in the game, I was telling you. So I was a bodybuilder primarily, like I was saying, the bigger, stronger guy, until, you know, my friend was a pro fighter. He lost a couple, started lifting weights with me. Then we started doing it, and I became obsessed with it. Then we started just going down that channel. It was pretty cool, you know.
It's good to be well-rounded, you know, especially as a civilian. Like, I feel like nowadays you gotta be more careful when you're picking a street fight, because you don't know who knows a little bit something, and a little bit, if you don't know anything, is godlike.
You know, it's funny that you say that, because like me just training, before I really started diving into social media, I was training a lot of people. So I left the union job, you know, and then they came to the end. I was taking off a full day just training people. I'm like, yo, this don't make sense. I'm fucking making more money a day than a full week wearing fucking work boots. I go, fuck that shit. I ain't doing that shit.
Yep.
You know? And then just talking to these guys, a little bit fun, regular guys, you know, and they're like, how could he beat him? He's fucking... They look at physique. I'm like, no, my friend. You don't judge it by that. That means absolutely zero.
Like the Mexicans, they don't have the best physique, but fuck, they can fight and they can take a punch. It is in their DNA.
You know, and like someone said something, yeah, but someone's like, yo, you could out wrestle Gregor. I go, excuse me? I'm like, one, I go, he's fucking dumb strong, but dumb strong with technique. Certain that for wrestling strength. He's a strong guy. You know, people don't realize like that fucking, all that body to body transfers to fucking real strength. It's not just lifting weights.
I remember in college, I'd be lifting with the guys around my weight class, or even the heavyweights, and they would put up crazy numbers. And we come to the mat, and I would just work them. It's like, because I'm able to use my strength, I guess maybe against their weaknesses, or just maybe it's just a different kind of strength or different kind of endurance.
It's a feel for it.
It's a feel for it, right?
It's like leverages and
leverage,
stuff.
And it's a timing thing as well, and a lot of jiu-jitsu as well. I guess some of the wrestling as well is like whatever inertia somebody gives you, you have an option. Either you forcefully go in the opposite direction, or you make them go faster in the same direction. Yeah.
Because it's too hard to What he would do when someone would try to pass his guard, he would just sweep them.
Yep.
He's like, I just take them, roll. It's too
They're coming
hard to
in
fucking,
anyway.
Yeah, he goes, they're coming in. I just use it against them and sweep
Yep.
them. And he's a big, strong guy. But it's also like wasting your energy and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So...
And the best athletes, the best fighters are usually they don't waste any energy. Every movement has a purpose. Like if they're faking, it's to set something up, not just to like get reactions. You know.
So I talk a lot of jiu-jitsu with Zane, right? And boxing is essentially kind of the same, where it's all setups.
Yep.
It's not two idiots just flailing punches. And I was talking to somebody before at the gym, just like conversation. I'm like, idiot could hit a heavy bag and look like a pad hero.
Yeah.
Throw at something that's moving away and then throw them back at you. So the skill with boxing starts at your feet, but people don't know. It's all footwork. That's why the footwork, once you start your feet stick in the mud and your shoulders go over your hips, you're fucked.
Yeah.
That always happens to me when I get away from sparring. And then the first couple, I'm like, yo, my feet aren't anywhere. You kind of know, and it translates jiu-jitsu, I'm sure, as well.
Movement.
It's all setups.
Every setup's all movement based, and then you start implementing different like leg kicks, and it's like fuck.
Floyd Mayweather. He wasn't the most entertaining in my opinion. Not my favorite. I like an Toro.
He's a defensive boxer.
Yeah, but he was the best at hitting you and not getting hit.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, yo, the other guy's doing good. I'm like, no, he's not. He's reading his pattern.
Yeah.
So like by the second, third round, fourth round, he's still reading, and then by the fifth round, he starts fucking putting him in the snake pit.
Yep.
Then he knows. That's why he looks like Matrix. He knows what you're doing before you even think about it.
Yeah.
Dude, like the crazy thing is, talk about levels, what people don't understand is like, Chris Algier was a very good pro out of Belmont kickboxing, right? And I used to spar my friend Ron, who was great, super athletic, super fast. And he sparred Algier with me. He goes, bro, he knew what I was doing before I did it. I go, you serious? He goes, bro, I couldn't touch him. Yeah. That's that level difference. You know what I'm saying? They know exactly what you're doing.
There's only so many, like you said, it's patterns. There's only so many sequences that this guy has. And it's like in jiu-jitsu, you can watch a match and, you can kind of predict what this guy's going to do. There's only so many sequences that this guy's has ability to do, so you can read them.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so to talk about, what was I going to talk about? Just more like what was coming to my brain, bro, like, more the journey again. What I'm going to say is that I'm just so appreciative of it that I'm here now, and I'm just gasping on now, and how you should feel fortunate that you're doing it at your age, and I'm my age now doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, yeah. It's good to. It's also good to recognize the position that you put yourself in. Because you could be stuck if you didn't take that chance. You could be stuck.
I never knew. So you knew it right away.
I knew
it. I found out later.
Yeah. I knew when I saw people online making money doing jiu-jitsu, I was like, I'm more athletic, I'm faster, I'm better looking. I can
love
do
the better
this.
Looking comment.
What?
Fast, I'm better looking.
Bro, it's God given, and it's gotten me like if I was hideous, I wouldn't be nearly as attractive in multiple senses.
You wouldn't have all the other avenues of income coming in if you were a hideous jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're a combination. You look like a model.
Yep.
You're big.
Yep.
Right, and you're very good at what you do. So it's just very promoting.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So you're blessed in that sense. Me, there is no calling for 5'8", balding, half Asian meatheads who are in their mid-40s.
But you could talk well, and
that's my gift.
You know a lot of information about you, what you specialize in. So it's very attractive.
My mouth is my gift, and I got to thank my dad for that.
Yeah, your dad's a good talker.
My dad has I'm a blend, so I'm half Korean and half Italian. Right?
Yeah, he's still around.
Yes, my parents are still around, I get the work ethic from my Korean grandfather.
Right? So mom's Korean, dad's Italian.
Like I'm first generation Korean. Like people don't ever know I'm Korean, like because I talk the way I do. I sound like I'm fucking from New York. And some people could see the Asian, some people don't. They think I'm Mexican or whatever the fuck they think, right? And then when they come over and they're like, shit, you're really Asian. No, I grew up like Asian food and Italian food.
You ever had Korean barbecue?
Of course I fucking had Korean barbecue,
it's one of the best ways to enjoy your food.
Can't go out after because you smell like shit and you're burping like a motherfucker, but it is good.
The combination of kimchi, whether that be cucumber or it's amazing.
I'm like, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not cursed, but I'm fucking stained by kimchi, bro. That shit, you eat that shit, bro, it just ferments out of your skin for days.
I love it. Honestly, whenever I get to go to Korean barbecue, I I had a realization like the first time I had it. I was like, this is the best way to enjoy your food, right? You eat little pieces, you mix it with the white rice, with the kimchi, with the sides and
I
sauce.
grew up with fucking white rice was a staple in my house. That's why I got fucking mad chubby. And people don't know that ain't like the long grain rice that like America's. I got the short sticky sushi rice that makes you fat. Like a sumo wrestler. I saw you wrestling a sumo wrestler.
Dude, yeah. Oh, what a crazy.
How did that happen?
Yeah, so we have a connection. My boy Hyson, the guy you saw me training with today, big tall guy, he was training in Japan for quite a while. So we had an event out in Japan. So we fly over there, we win the Quintet like world championship as a team. And then afterwards, we meet up with a couple of the legends of the sports sumo wrestling. Take us to their dojo. We train a little bit, and like these guys don't lift weights, but they move each other around constantly. So one of the like exercises that they did once they were warm is a guy would stand in a upright stance, so like staggered stance, and one guy would put his hands on the chest and push him across the dirt floor. And bro, the guy's 400 pounds, so you're pushing 400 pounds across the floor.
That's the exercise they would do.
That's one of the exercises they would do over and over, and you'd see the quads are like they're fluffy up top, but all muscle in the legs.
Like muscle. Not shredded muscle, but it's all muscle lower half.
All muscle lower half.
Did you ask them questions like, yo, what did they fucking, how much, they must eat like every half hour?
Yeah, they were saying they eat an okay breakfast, but tons of food. Like they'll have breaks in their training to eat, and all day long they're like force feeding themselves.
So you lived in the Japanese culture for a little bit.
Dude, it was amazing. So one thing I learned about Japanese culture, in Japan, their food is phenomenal. It's very well taken care of, and even their fast food. Like it's not like, oh, you go buy a cheeseburger from McDonald's. It's like, oh, you want fast food? All right, okay. Well, here's some chopped up seared beef, white rice, miso soup, some veggies on the side, and it's out in 3 minutes. Like they're so efficient with their time, because people know everybody's working hard, long hours. So when they go sit down and eat, it's gotta be quick, and it's gotta be clean, fresh, and ready to go.
My friend just went to Japan, and quick story, he city, Japan, he was there for work or whatever, fucking forgot his phone on a bench, and he was miles. I'm talking people were walking like fucking. He's like, fuck, I forgot my fucking phone. And they were with like a Japanese photographer or something, and another guy. And the guy's like, don't worry, it'll be there. He's like, what the fuck you mean my phone's gonna be there? That shit's in Brooklyn. That shit's gone in fucking 4 seconds. Yep. You're like, a shit ain't taken right out of your pocket with you walking.
Yep.
He's like, what do you mean it's there? He goes, no, it's there. Dude, he goes back, the phone is still there. He goes, no one will touch it. He goes, people fucking, if they drop shit, they'll fucking clean it, wrap it up in plastic, and put it on the bench for the person to come back and get it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Different culture.
Totally
also, severe consequences if you do steal somebody's phone, so there's a balance.
Is there?
I would assume so. You wouldn't find like a piece of trash on the floor.
They said it was stupid clean.
It was crazy clean. It was like a movie. It was intense. Like you're scared to
like it's Singapore. If you get caught stealing, they cut off like fingers and shit.
You can't chew gum in Singapore, shit like that.
Yeah, that's a little crazy. You whip with bamboos. Maybe we should start implementing that. Maybe bamboo sticks and fucking no throwing chewing gum on the floor.
Hey, whatever works. It works for them.
Yeah, man. So anyway, you know what? I had a great conversation with Nicky here. I want to thank you very much for inviting me down here. Awesome podcast, awesome conversation. And I hope you all the best, my friend.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for coming out. Next time you're in town, maybe we get some grub or something.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For sure. My pleasure, boss.
Yep. All right. Good stuff.